My brother punched me into the wall. I was bleeding and tried to fight back. Dad grabbed me and said, "He's the face of the family. Touch him and you'll regret it." That's when I realized I was never part of this family. My older brother Marcus was the golden child from the day I was born. Star quarterback, straight A's, scholarship to a big state school, the whole package. My parents had his trophies in a glass case in the living room. His graduation photo was the size of a movie poster above the fireplace. Me, I was just the other kid, the one who got B's and played video games, the one nobody introduced at family parties. Growing up, Marcus could do no wrong. If he broke something, Mom would blame me for leaving it where he could trip on it. If he forgot his homework, Dad would drive it to school personally. If I forgot mine, I got a lecture about responsibility, but I dealt with it, kept my head down and counted the days until I could move out. Then, senior year happened. I'd been saving money from my part-time job at the grocery store for almost 2 years. Had about $3,000 hidden in my closet for when I turned 18. I was gonna rent a room somewhere and finally get away from this house. One Tuesday night, I came home from work and found my closet door open. My shoebox was on the floor, completely empty. I knew immediately who took it. Marcus was in his room playing some game on his computer. I walked in and asked where my money was. He didn't even look at me, just shrugged and said he borrowed it for a deposit on an apartment near campus. Borrowed. Like he was gonna pay it back. Like $3,000 just disappears and comes back on its own. I told him he needed to give it back, that I'd been saving for 2 years. He laughed and said I could make more, that I was still in high school and didn't need it anyway. That's when I lost it. I grabbed his chair and spun him around to face me. Told him he had 1 week to get my money back or I was telling Mom and Dad. Marcus stood up real slow. He was bigger than me by like 40 pounds, all muscle from football training. He looked at me with this smirk and said, "Go ahead and tell them, see what happens." So I did. Went straight downstairs where my parents were watching TV and told them everything. How Marcus stole $3,000 from my closet. How he admitted it to my face. How I needed that money for my future. My dad muted the television and looked at Marcus, who had followed me downstairs. "Is this true?" Dad asked. Marcus shrugged again. "I needed it for the apartment deposit. I'll pay him back eventually." Dad nodded slowly. Then he looked at me and said, "Well, sounds like he'll pay you back." Problem solved. I couldn't believe it. I started yelling about how that was my money, how I worked for it, how Marcus just stole from me and nobody cared. Mom told me to stop being dramatic. That's when Marcus stepped forward and shoved me hard. I stumbled back but caught myself, told him not to touch me. He shoved me again, harder this time. I shoved him back. The next thing I knew, his fist connected with my face and I went flying into the wall. My head cracked against the drywall so hard it left a dent. I could feel blood running down from somewhere above my eye. I got up swinging. Didn't care that he was bigger. Didn't care that I'd lose. I just wanted to hurt him like he'd been hurting me my whole life. But before I could land a single punch, my dad grabbed me from behind, pinned my arms to my sides and threw me onto the couch. He stood over me with this look I'd never seen before. Cold. Like I was a stranger who broke into his house. "He's the face of this family," Dad said, pointing at Marcus. "He's got a future. A real future. You touch him again and you'll regret it for the rest of your life." I sat there bleeding on the couch while my mom handed Marcus an ice pack for his knuckles. Nobody offered me anything. Not a bandage, not an apology, nothing. That night, I packed one bag with clothes and my laptop, left everything else behind. Called my coworker's older sister who'd been looking for a roommate and asked if the offer still stood. I slept on her couch for 3 months until I graduated. Worked extra shifts to pay rent and save up again. My parents called twice during that time. Both calls were about picking up Marcus from somewhere because they were busy. Never once asked where I was living or if I was okay. It's been 4 years now. I've got my own apartment, a decent job, and I'm putting myself through community college. Marcus flunked out after his first year and moved back home. Last I heard, he's still living in his childhood bedroom playing video games. My parents reached out last Christmas asking why I didn't come home for the holidays. I just sent them a photo of the scar above my eyebrow and blocked their numbers.